Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 197, Seatbelt. Last we left off, we
Does
started...
Big News Brian have an alert for us regarding Sakamoto Days?
Do you have an alert?
Do I?
Anything that's been on the streets about Sakamoto Days recently?
Ever since I uninstalled Twitter, I haven't really been attached to the streets. So,
Well, I heard something.
what'd you hear?
And that's that Sakamoto, the anime, got really low reviews
Oh, yeah.
from IG.
For those who don't know,
It was...
Sakamoto Days has an anime adaptation or adaptation that you can see on Netflix exclusively, I believe. So if you have Netflix, check it out. There's 2 episodes in. I think it looks fine. I think it's good. They did a good job.
Guess we all can't be Don, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I don't see the
No,
problem.
I'm being a jerk.
I know, but I don't see the problem really with people. I don't know. People are spoiled.
It's because of what's this fucking animation studio called?
Ghibli?
No, the one who does the one who did Chainsaw Man and
Mappa.
JJK. It's because of Mappa. Mappa fucked up anime for everybody now. They got spoiled.
Well, it looks good, so I don't even know what you want, really. This is the opening chapters, episodes of
I'll tell you what I
Sakamoto
want.
Days.
I want to start a GoFundMe for Brian so he can have a plane ticket, round trip, and a week to go to Japan and talk to those people in the animation studios and say, hey, fucking relax.
What?
Fucking relax.
Why do I have to go?
That's your
So
mission.
Because
here-
you're passionate about that.
Here's the thing, though.
It's your
Like,
theory.
so this is the thing, right? So mainstream manga is kind of in a bit of a revolution because they can't really get away with half-assing animation these days. So like
World Trigger did.
World Trigger barely.
It did.
Not
It did,
anymore.
bro.
Even
It did. It was fucking
Oh, okay.
amazing.
Let
Not-
me
not
explain
anymore,
something real
though.
quick.
It looks
You
great
cannot
now.
say World Trigger got away with it when they literally the next season had to bump up the animation to actually make people watch it, to have people watch it. Because the first season, it almost was cancelable. It did get canceled, I think, for a while, and then they brought it back with a better budget. So that's the only reason why World Trigger exists. Like the anime, not the manga. So bare bones bullshit doesn't get away with it anymore. Even One Piece had to fucking get a better like animation budget and upgrades. The sound design for One Piece is still hot fucking garbage, but the animation looks
Is it?
good. Yes, it is. They use fucking 30-year-old sound effects still to this day.
I never
You'll
noticed
see
that.
Zoro fighting S-Hawk, and it literally sounds like fucking straight out of a Looney Tunes fucking
Who
episode.
the fuck
It's
is
stupid.
S-Hawk?
The Mihawk Seraphim.
Oh. I read
yeah.
One Piece, guys.
Josh has
Like
never
I
read One
said-
Piece in his life.
Mainstream anime is in a bit of a revolution, and like compared to JJK and Chainsaw Man, which is very cinematic and like very well directed and very extremely well animated. When you look at Sakamoto Days by comparison, it's not a good look. I'll say that much.
It's also just its first 2 episodes, so nothing too crazy
Yeah, no,
happens.
but the thing
It's a
is,
gag series for the most part.
Ooh, unbiased?
Unbiased kings.
But the thing is, like the first two episodes of JJK compared to the first 2 episodes of Sakamoto Days is very different.
It's different, but they're different series.
Yeah, they're different series, but I don't know. I honestly felt a little underwhelmed, but I hope that when the series picks up, the animation also picks up. Because right now it feels a little generic. Like the animation feels a little generic. It's not anything to write home about. It's not, but honestly, I'd prefer to watch read the manga at this point, because it's not like it's not giving me a reason to watch the anime rather than read the manga, which is more dynamic. You know what I mean?
I have one question for you, Brian.
What?
Did you actually did you watch an episode yet?
Yeah, I watched an episode with Christian.
Now, when you watched it, was it in Japanese or was it in English?
It was in English because Christian's a dub enjoyer.
That's fine. I've been.
He's a filthy dub enjoyer.
Dub. I listen to dub more often now because if I'm not looking at the TV and I'm doing something else, I don't know what the fuck is happening. But
Man, people shit on the dub, but narrator Sama and Hunter x Hunter.
man, dub was
Kurapika.
fucking. It was amazing. Nah, the dub for Hunter x Hunter was incredible. I don't even care about the
Kurapika
Japanese.
is now drowning in an
Everybody's voice
indescribable
sounded good.
emptiness.
Nah, but oh, where was I going with that? Shit, I lost my train of thought now because I said Hunter x Hunter. Whatever. Well, Sakamoto days, right?
Yep, Sakamoto Days, chapter 197. So we are entering a flashback to how Sakamoto and Shin know each other. We have the boys going after this guy named Ando. Sakamoto, that is Sakamoto's current target at the time of this flashback when he met Shin. And Shin is looking for Ando because Ando might potentially be his dad. So, you know, Sakamoto is trying to find his Ando, and Shin proposes a deal that if he takes Shin on the mission, he'll use his ESP to help him find Ando. And Sakamoto is like, Ando is my target. Are you after him too? And Shin explains that Ando is his dad and that he's been hunting him for years. And Sakamoto just goes, oh. And he explains like, hey, take me with you. I can help. And also, if possible, please don't kill my dad. And Sakamoto goes, how old are you? And Shin says that he's 13. And Sakamoto replies like, old enough to make it on your own. Yep.
Yeah. He does he say that out loud?
I would like to think so, yes. He goes, yep.
I think he just thought that in his head.
Oh, the tank top
Honestly.
sage emerges.
Yeah, finally coming on to this apartment, man. Thank goodness.
Yeah. So shit is like, don't you feel bad for me? My dad abandoned me as a kid, and I've been on my own my whole life. And Sakamoto's like,
He was like, tough shit.
true.
She'll be alright.
But he explains like, but I wouldn't try and find a parent who abandoned me. Like, who cares? And Shin's like, well, easier for you to say. You're strong. The only person who would ever understand me is my dad, maybe.
Maybe. I guess.
Perhaps. And it's at that moment Shin starts to hear someone's thoughts, explain that, yeesh, that Ando's such a slave driver. And he's like, whoa, Ando? J.A. Hitman? That's got to be my dad. And Sakamoto's like, huh, that guy's connected to Ando? And Shin tries to bluff it. He's like, I don't know. And Sakamoto's like, well, your expression while you watch him, the sweat, breath, tension in the body, all indications that you're hiding something. And Shin just...
who's worse, him or Luffy?
Yeah. I mean, Luffy's worse. I feel like Luffy's a worse liar. So Shin starts to run, gets a little bit of a head start. He starts running. Sakamoto chases after him. He jumps off this like little bridge thing, and he passes this lady who's like at this shop, and he yells that like the guy behind him is super hungry. This lady pulls out a fucking melon, and she asks Sakamoto as he's passing her, would you like to try my melon? And then Sakamoto sidesteps her, and he's like, I'll pass.
Nothing.
But then she catches up to Sakamoto and whacks him in the face with a melon.
She's like, no. I asked.
He said young people should eat what they're offered, and this is like the most significant hit I've ever seen on Sakamoto, just by this regular woman.
Bash him in the face with melon.
Yeah. Sakamoto even is like, nom. He hit her so hard. He hit him so hard, like Sakamoto actually started to eat the melon. Then a bunch of other townsfolk started chasing him because this town is apparently low on business. So they're trying to capture a customer right now.
No way. I thought those were just assassins.
No, these are just regular people. But at the corner of Sakamoto's eyes, there's one guy in a car, and he's just like, dang, look at that. So that's where we leave Sakamoto at this moment. He notices a car. We catch up to Shin. He ends up in front of this cruise ship, and he steals the guy who he's trailing's ticket onto the ship. And he finds his dad pretty easy, actually. He finds him on the deck. There's this guy kneeled before Ando, and Shin is just like frozen because he's like, whoa, what do I say? Long time no see sound weird. Remember me? And then he's just like, why did you abandon me? That should be the first line. And then at that moment, Ando pulls out a gun and shoots the guy who's kneeled down before him. He explains that a floater has already sniffed him out, and he says that he's got to ditch the country quick. And Shin's like, what the hell just happened? My dad killed that guy? How come? Who on earth? And then that's when the guy whose ticket he stole pulls up and grabs Shin. And Shin looks to his dad for help, but Ando ignores him. And the other assassin that's there is like, he's looking at you. Here, kid. And Ando says, I ain't got no kid. Toss him overboard.
Yo.
And Shin is pissed. He's like, seriously, you son of a... And we see that we cut over to Sakamoto, who is evidently stolen that car and is still evading the townspeople who are keeping up with him driving a car. And he notices out of the corner of his eye that Shin has been dropped from the deck of the ship. So he does a cool Tokyo drift, and he drives off of the bridge that he's on, and he catches Shin in midair. He puts his seatbelt on, and he crashes the car directly into the cruise ship. And Shin is like, did you just save me? And Sakamoto's like, huh? I just needed a little weight on the passenger side. So the thing was flying.
He was dead ass too.
Yeah.
Because he stood that shit in his head.
Yeah. And then he cocks his gun and he's like, let's kill your dad. And she's like, don't say that part out loud.
Right.
And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days, chapter 197?
I believe it or not, this was my chapter of the week. This
Whoa!
Certified RGC.
certified. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay.
I'm putting it twice because I guess Brian.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Is there
It's not me.
is there three?
No, there's no
No.
three.
Okay. 'Cause I was about to get blown out that fucking door. You understand me? That would be crazy.
That would have been crazy.
I would have looked like, you know, when they doing the driving simulations and they
Yeah.
fucking, when they hit something, they
Yeah.
See, that's gonna be me, man. It almost happened. So, yeah, this is another, like, if somebody was to start reading Sakamoto Days from right here, it would be absolutely fine. Because, you know, it's just funny. Sakamoto's always been a funny character. He is my favorite character in the entire series, hands down, non-debatable. I mean, he's the charm of the entire book. So seeing his behavior when he was younger and less, I guess, caring is cool. You know, I don't take it for granted That's for sure. Like I found myself reading this shit like like the last chapter, kind of like, oh yeah, you know, skinny Sakamoto. I've been seeing him, but I just realized, nah, this is him from back in the day before he met his wife and
Yeah.
et cetera, right? So, you know, he's shiced. He really don't give a fuck about he probably I think he cares enough about a kid not needing to die, you know, for no reason or whatever. I think he cares enough that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think when he saved Shen, it was more. I think he was telling the truth about, you know, the weight helping his car, but I think it was a two things can be true thing at once. Where he also figured, oh, it'd be nice if I could catch this kid, and while I'm at it, I could use his weight to help me get into the boat, since that's probably where this guy is at. I love it. I love how the fucking assassins that come after. I'm not gonna lie, I think that is my favorite part of the entire series is when random assassins and people try to attack. And like, yeah, most of the time they're not a serious threat or they can be pushovers, but it's the moments where they're so earnest and sincere about their assassination attempt and plans to foil somebody. I get that these people weren't assassins, but they were dead ass serious like assassins. They took their work as seriously as an assassin, if not more.
Yeah.
Equal to or more. Like if you're in math class in elementary, you do the line with the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
The line with
Less
the mouth.
than or equal to.
Oh.
Yes, the open mouth. You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
do
yeah.
you call that shit?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That.
I don't know if there's a word for it.
Greater. It's greater than or equal to.
Yeah.
That of assassins. That's why their aura was like that. Even the way Shorty was standing there before he that was some
Yeah, it's the way she was
the one
standing
I
there.
was like,
The
oh,
melon.
yeah, well, aren't you lively? Yeah. Look at that. Hold up. In the middle panel, when she's standing outside of it, just like with her hands at her side.
Yeah. She's like
Tough.
tough.
It's tough. These Sakamoto world, people are fodder, but I also think the average person is stronger than normal. A little bit more dedicated.
She smacked the
than
shit
normal.
out of him with that melon.
Yeah, and said, "Nah, you're gonna have this." And those I really thought those were assassins. I thought that's fucking hilarious. That it was the massage people. Like, no, you're gonna come over here, and I'm going to rub your feet. So, yeah, I like this chapter. Shin watched the guy get shot in his fucking head, and instead of being like, "Oh wow, I wonder what that was about," he reacted like a normal child, which I realized when I looked at Shin, I was like, "Why are you being all extra, man? Just go say, hey, are you my father?" And then I was just like, "Oh wait, what if I just seen someone get shot in the fucking head? And what if I was a third of my age?"
Yeah. You were literally
So-
13.
Yeah, I think. Man, I love the scenes. I love how it looked when Sakamoto was whipping the car to turn. This has some gorgeous art.
Yeah.
I hope the anime can deliver instead of being a complete shit show, as Brian put it earlier.
As
from
Brian
his
and the
point of view.
streets are saying, it's a complete garbage fire.
Yeah, and
I don't
Brian
agree that's a complete
agreed.
garbage
He
fire.
concurred. That's what
Oh
he
my
said. He
god, I
said,
don't agree
it was
that's a
lacking.
complete garbage fire. It was at max.
Sakamoto's voice actor. That's what I was trying to say earlier. How could you listen to Sakamoto's voice actor in English and not feel like that's one of the best series out right now?
It's Matt Mercer. It's
Yeah,
the voice
I mean,
of
Matt
Levi.
Mercer
Yeah.
is the best part about it, but Shin's voice actor
Exactly.
is kind of
Matt Mercer holds it enough.
That's
I figured
Trafalgar
you would
Law
know
right
that,
there.
Brian. Right.
I mean, he's more than just Trafalgar Law. He's also like
Levi?
Cassidy in Overwatch. He's hot. No?
Yeah, Overwatch.
All right, well. Yeah.
Yeah. He did Trafalgar Law. We all know that. But anyway, that was my thoughts on Sakamoto days. Brian, what were your thoughts? But before you give your thoughts, I'll tell you what's on top of Chris's thoughts. A flash hat. It's pretty cool.
It's
It's
actually
also
Black
the
Adam.
color of the Commanders. What?
It's Black Adam.
Anyway,
Well, I'll go take several seats.
this was a pretty cool.
It's rough, bro.
This is a pretty cool chapter.
rough
I
one.
like. It kind of felt like classic Sakamoto. You know, just it was pretty cool to see Sakamoto drive off the fucking bridge and then catch Shin and crash into the boat. That was a pretty fire sequence.
Did he literally crash out?
He did.
He
literally.
legit crashed out and then
That's
also
what they
crashed
would
in
say.
at the same time.
Kendrick Lamar had a line on his album. I think I said this last time. I'm gonna say it again. He said, "If you crash out, then you better break the backboard." You think Sakamoto? You think Kendrick would have approved of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If the side of a cruise ship is a backboard, Sakamoto definitely broke it.
Yeah, he definitely did crash out. And
who
crash
has
in.
more crash outs? American comics or manga?
Oh, manga.
Probably manga.
Manga is the crash
All
out
right.
king.
What if we don't count the, less scrupulous series genres?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
You know, the weird stuff.
Like what?
What do you like?
What are
What?
you talking about?
Less scrupulousness?
Less scrupulous.
Is that a word?
Like dating, like the harem stuff, or reincarnated as something.
Yeah, the isekais. Everybody crashes
Yeah.
out in anime. That's kind of the vibe. But continue your thought.
I'm sorry.
Continue your thoughts, Brian?
But yeah, seeing Shin's dad be a dickhead. I wonder if there's gonna be a twist on that guy. He's gonna be like, I'm sorry, son. I have to hate you to keep you alive, kind of thing. Maybe.
There's no chance. He's definitely a piece of shit.
There's no other way.
But yeah, this
He
was
probably
this.
goes without support.
What
This
if
is a
it's
pretty
like,
solid chapter. I feel like, yeah, this flashback is doing some sweet shit, some cool shit. I wonder how it's all gonna tie into Shin when we get out of it. But those are my thoughts.
yeah?
Those are me thoughts.
I thought this was a really good chapter. It's not my favorite chapter of the week, but it's second place, so I will take that. I think that it's probably going to be some kind of Megumi Toji situation where this guy is like, "You'd probably have a better life without me," even though he clearly didn't. Or maybe he's a piece of shit, like Josh said. To be honest, it could go one or two ways. I think there's a lot of parallels being drawn that, like, creating a father-son dynamic between Sakamoto and Shin. That's especially more clear in the present, obviously, because Sakamoto basically adopted Shin.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes.
So, at this current juncture, so it's just building that rapport and that Ando may be Shin's father, but Sakamoto is the dad that stepped up, type of vibe. But otherwise, I mean, it has all the cool shit that we love from Sakamoto. The cool action set pieces, the somehow incredibly detailed when it matters most drawing of the car. He went in on this car.
Yeah, looks fucking beautiful.
Yeah. So
You know what that scene looked like? There's like this random image I see sometimes of like a gorilla driving a car or something like that. And he's like turning it.
Wait, didn't I send that?
The guy
Did I
has like a
send-
sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Maybe
goes.
I've
he
seen it a
can-
few times.
and
he
he
can
goes.
really do this.
He can really do this. Wait, I have to. Oh, I'm gonna send it in the group chat. I actually have this in my.
It was
phone.
that moment in like the pilot chapter. You know, you could tell that was probably the first chapter of that
He could
series.
really do it.
They're like, oh shit, like that's the funny, the straight man guy
Let me see
moment.
if I can find
I
it.
know
Yeah.
I know my stuff.
Oh wait. Okay, so I found this one, which is I love this one. It's a horse, and it says "How hungry." It's the most detailed horse of all time. Let's see.
Oh
Do
my
they mean
god,
how hungry as far as are you hungry enough to eat a horse?
that's very detailed.
Okay, where is
So
this?
hungry I can eat a horse. Oh, is that it? Is that the? That's a saying, right? I'm so hungry I can eat a horse.
Yeah,
Right? That's the
that's a saying. That's a saying.
I'm about to call my grandmother, yo, because she'll know. She's old.
It is in fact a
Love you,
saying.
Nana.
Where's the gorilla at? You guys can keep going. Chris,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's really all I had for Sakamoto Days. I am enjoying this flashback. The action's pretty sick. But another professional sneeze button from Josh. Professional broadcaster Joshua Cole. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't really have many thoughts outside of that. I really liked that they're building that parallel. It's just like Sakamoto's the real dad. You know? But excited to see how it all turns out with Ando. Does he live? Does he die? That could go either way.
There it is. I found it.
Oh, did you
Am
find
I
it?
weird for wanting Ando to be a prevalent character moving forward in the series? Like, I don't want him to
Never
die here. I
seen
want him to be.
This gorilla, the guy's face. I'm gonna
Yes.
edit this in.
Yeah, with the
So
sweat
you guys can
bubble on
see it.
his like that. Like you could see him coming to terms. Like, all right, I might just have to put my trust in this animal. I know, like I
This
get
guy,
it.
yeah, he's just like this guy.
He portrayed it well. He did. He's like, it's that unsettling feeling, but he has to accept it because he's sitting passenger seat right now.
Yeah,
This gorilla, he can do it.
yeah, and he's just sitting there, like
Like,
it's not
yeah.
it's not a very expressive face. It's more of he's like,
And the gorilla,
I went from
calm,
thinking
cool.
sure death, right?
yeah,
He's just doing his thing. He went from thinking surefire death to I can't believe I haven't died yet to holy shit, this gorilla can do, and that's where we're at right
this gorilla
now.
can drive.
Yeah.
Well, I'll need to know where this series is from.
I really need to read this series now, probably, but after One Piece,
It's just Bobo.
after I read it for the first time, apparently.
Yeah, after you read it for the first time.